I went on Twitter last night after the show. After the show, I went on social media to hope that people share the same views of last night's show as me. Most, no, okay, maybe not most, but a lot of people were saying the same. Last night was a bad show. But in the comments, all you saw was, "Oh, it was there and it was a fun show." I was there in the crowd and it was fun for us, which is fine. Great. I hope you had a great time. I hope you had the best night of your life. You made a memory with your kid, with your family, with your friend, with your partner, whoever you went with. You made memories to last a lifetime. I really hope you did. But the moment we start just focusing on the live crowd, the people in the arena, is when the show dies, which is what they've been doing, which is why the show has been dying. Focus on both. If you pay more attention to the people at home, the millions at home, instead of the few thousand in the arena. The few thousand in the arena will have even more of a fun time because they'll get storylines, they'll get big moments, and everything. People at home that are people at home that are waiting to come and see these shows, they'll be excited. They'll be waiting for WWE to come to their city because the shows are really good. They need to go and see a WWE show. The shows are that good. They're looking at dates, seeing when it's coming to their city so they can go, and they have to be quick because it's going to sell out, because it will sell out, because the shows are that good, the hype is there, people are talking about it in a positive way. Everyone will be waiting to come to a WWE show. So you'll sell out WrestleMania, because you didn't. You can claim you did, but you didn't. It's fine to give the crowd in the arena a fun night, right? A few good matches and whatever and whatever. They can yeet with Jey Uso and sing along to Seth's song or whatever. They get to see John Cena. But for people at home, for us, the millions at home, that just want a good show, what do we get? If you want to just watch one of these shows for just good wrestling matches, you probably enjoyed last night. There's some good matches, which is fine if that's what you want. But I'm telling you, viewers are going down because that's what they're focusing on. Good wrestling matches is not going to bring in viewers. You can see good wrestling matches anywhere. AEW is now getting a bit more spoken about. If you go back to last year though, when they were just giving us good matches, nothing else, just good matches. Look at how low their viewers were. They're still low. They're still feeling the effects of just focusing on matches, and that's it. Good wrestling matches does not bring in viewers. These shows need to be about storylines and moments and larger than life characters, right? You build up two people. So let's take, I don't know, for example, Gunther and LA Knight, face, heel. You take a face and a heel. Let's just use those. You build both of them up separately. And then at the PLE, you add a storyline to it, and they face each other at the PLE. You keep them separated, you build them up. They finally cross paths. You add a storyline to it, and then they face each other at the PLE. That's what these shows should be about. That's what professional wrestling is based on. That's what it always has been and always should be. The Raws and Smackdowns are to build people up, build storylines so that you need to see them face each other at the PLE. But now it's just for the live crowd. Just give them a few good matches, and they'll be able to sing along to Jey Uso's theme song and Seth's theme song. Because that's why you're seeing more people sing along to these fucking songs. So they have nothing else to cheer for, nothing else to chant for. No characters they can invest in. The biggest name on the show last night, John Cena, his heel runs failed miserably. So they just sing along to theme songs. They have nothing else to cheer for. Focus on people at home, and then People in the arena will benefit from that, and they'll have even more of a fun time. Because they'll be seeing a really good show, not just good. Give them wrestling matches, sure, give them good wrestling matches. But not just good wrestling matches. Okay, anyway, I'm not going through everything that happened last night. I don't want to. It was a chore to get through 3 hours. 3 hours for a SmackDown is ridiculous. They're carrying this on as well. Like, they're not. This 3 hour SmackDown is going to continue for months. It's unbearable to get through 3 hours of a SmackDown. 3 hours for a Raw is bad, but for some reason, SmackDown is just. Oh, it's just like. It's pure depression by the end of it. I'm not going through everything. There was good things throughout the show. I'm not saying it was an entirely bad show, but it was a bad show. We need to raise our standards. We can't class last night as a good show because we had a couple good matches. We need to raise our standards. A good wrestling show involves storylines, larger than life characters, moments. Naomi, for me, was the best part of the show. Naomi is doing such good work right now. That briefcase has to go to her, by the way. That Money in the Bank briefcase has to go to her. She did win a qualifying match. Rightfully so, she had to. She needs to win that briefcase. She's the perfect person for it. Her character she's playing right now is so good. Telling Bianca she went to her house and looked for her photo album. That's a proper heel, and the crowd were booing her. It was in Bianca's hometown. It was perfect. Naomi is so good. This is the best work of her career. Full stop, it is. And it helps that she's incredible in the ring. Put that briefcase on her. The briefcase should always go on a heel anyway. It just works better. It fits more for their character. She'd play it off perfectly. You can wrap the caution tape around it and you sell merch of it. Anything you want to do is perfect. And then I would have her win the title at maybe SummerSlam. Maybe get Tiffany versus Jade at SummerSlam and Naomi cashes in, screws Jade over one more time. That could be fun. But either way, that briefcase has to go to Naomi for the women. Has to. What else did we get last night? I don't know. I don't care. I'm going through this because I have to. Because I need to get my frustration out. We had some random bloodline. Jeff Cobb. Let's talk about him for a little bit. Jeff Cobb, they bring it in. They want you to get the same vibe of him as you do for Jacob Fatu, right? They want that similar vibe of like, he's dangerous, he'll do anything. Which is good, it's fine. But they have R-Truth last night tell him, I don't know who you are. What a way to make your... You want him to feel like a star, right? So what a way to make your star feel special than having someone tell him they don't know who he is. It doesn't matter if it's R-Truth and it's his character. Doesn't matter. He's told him he doesn't know who he is. You want to build him up. That's the opposite of building him up. I don't know who you are, mate. Okay. And they did some other... I don't even know. Shake. I don't care. This bloodline is boring. Solo is adding little things to his character. He's becoming more... He's becoming more of a character, not just straight face, boring promo, nothing to him. He is adding more to his character, so I do like that. But this whole bloodline thing is boring. It is. The individuals in this thing are good. Solo is good. Not in this role. I don't know how I feel about him in this role. Jacob is obviously really good. But let's do something new with him. Imagine all the fun matches you could have with Jacob for that title. And he's still in this little bloodline thing. He's probably going to go into something with LA Knight again. Maybe well, he is going into something with Damian Priest. That's what they set up last night. Damian Priest, Jacob Fatu. I don't mind it. Not a big fan of Damien Priest. He's good in the ring. He's a good person, but his character, the way he's booked, I don't know. It's clear Triple H loves him. He's one of his favourites. So let us invest in Damien Priest. Give us a reason to want to see him. Not just he just fights people. He just brawl. That's what's going to happen with that. That is exactly the storyline in quotes, what they're going to do with him and Jacob. They're going to fight each other every week. And by the end, security is going to be in between them, trying to separate them. That's what we're doing here. That's every Damien Priest feud. The whole Drew McIntyre thing. They don't like each other, they're going to beat each other up a little bit and then fight at the pay-per-view again. That's what we were going to do with Jacob. They both want to fight. And you won't be able to stop them fighting, so we're going to get the same thing every week. It's clear. Yep, that was it. Andrade qualified. Money in the Bank. Not sure we need to see that. Not sure anyone cares. But he won. He qualified. I mean, and the setup next week's Money in the Bank qualifier has CM Punk in it. It's CM Punk, AJ Styles, and Chad Gable, or the Starbucks coffee as he goes by. He's CM Punk in a Money in the Bank qualifier. Think about that. We could have had John Cena, CM Punk, Money in the Bank, right? 2011 was it? That big huge match. Imagine it again at Money in the Bank. CM Punk's booking is so weird. He's the most over guy on the entire roster. He's your most over person on the entire company. And they've been having him come out the last 30 seconds of the show for 2 weeks in a row. Comes out the last 30 seconds. Saturday night's main event, just in a random tag match with Sami Zayn for no reason. Now he's in a Money in the Bank qualifier. Think about that. Think about how big of a name CM Punk is. They're having him try to qualify for a briefcase. CM Punk. That's like putting Roman Reigns in the Money in the Bank qualifier. It's like putting Cody Rhodes in the Money in the Bank qualifier. You don't put your biggest names in qualifiers for Money in the Bank for a briefcase to try and get the opportunity to cash in and win the title. You don't do that. That's not how you book your biggest names. You don't put them in qualifiers. CM Punk should be in the biggest things of the show. Right? Surely. He's your biggest full-time name. John Cena isn't full-time. Roman Reigns isn't full-time. It's him and Cody. CM Punk and Cody are your biggest stars. And you've got Cody in a tag team match and CM Punk trying to qualify for the Money in the Bank match. What are we doing? Why are you booking CM Punk like this? Coming out the last 30 seconds of the show in a tag team match, trying to qualify. CM Punk should be in the biggest storyline on the show. You've got CM Punk available to you. CM Punk. Imagine you listening right now. Imagine all the fun things you could do with CM Punk, or the fun things you could have him involved with. Guarantee you would not have him trying to qualify for a Money in the Bank. Guarantee you wouldn't have him coming out 30 seconds at the end of the show. Guarantee you wouldn't put him in a random tag match for no reason. CM Punk's booking is weird. Very weird. The Wyatts show up again last night. I like the Wyatts. I really do. I really like them. Mainly because of Bray. I used to love Bray. And these are a continuation of Bray's kind of brainchild and everything he created. I love it. I love the Wyatts. But we can't have them take out the entire tag team division. I like them looking dominant. I like them being booked so that they look dominant, and being booked on the show at all is a start. But we have to do it differently. We can't have them take out the entire tag team division. We can't. The whole tag team division is weird. It's like It's like every team is just facing each other every week for no reason, and then these kind of the matches that they do where DIY has to beat DIY versus Street Profits. If DIY win, they get to face them again next week. So we get to see a rematch. Because it's not going to be at the PLE. God forbid putting a tag team match at a PLE for the titles. God forbid. Not even WrestleMania TLC match. So it's going to be on Smackdown. You're going to get a rematch. So you get DIY. This is just an example. DIY versus Street Profits. We get that match. If DIY win, we get a rematch. Why do we want to see a rematch? Of a rematch, of a rematch, of a rematch, of a rematch. The whole tag team division is boring. There's some good tag teams there. You've got DIY, you've got Street Profits, you've got Fraxium. There's some really good. You've got Motor City Machine. There's some good tag teams there. But when they start facing each other every week, it doesn't feel special. Build two teams, like I said for Gunther and LA Knight. Build two teams up separately. Entirely separately, you build them up. A heel team and a face team, you build them up, you build them up, you build them up. And then they face each other for the titles at the PLE. Add a storyline to it. That would be fun, right? But that requires effort. And they're not going to put effort in. Let's just have them face each other every week. So you've seen all these matches already. So you get to see them again. The Wyatts come out and take every single team out. You can make the... They always do this. They attempt to make someone look dominant, and in the process make someone look really weak. You can do both. You can have someone look really dominant and also not bury the other person, not an entire division. So the Wyatts come out there and take out every team. Why not have them take out one team and then set up a storyline that leads to a match? You know what I mean? Why have we got to have every team involved? You can have one team versus one team. You haven't got to add every single team involved. Here's a concept. Have another team face another team without the title involved. This used to happen a lot with the women. Still does happen. Where every PLE match for the women involved a title. Every storyline involved the title. There was never... Now it's the same for the tag teams. There's nothing without the title involved. You can have DIY versus Fraxium without the titles on the line. And then whoever wins that feud maybe goes on to face for the titles. Everything doesn't have to be about the titles. Especially when it's not defended at the PLE anyway. The Wyatts come out, take out every team. Which, by the way, doesn't say a lot for the rest of the tag teams. That makes them look really weak because the last time the Wyatts had a big match, they lost to Karrion's faction. I forgot what it was called. Karrion Kross's faction with AOP. The Wyatts lost to them. The Wyatts lost to them. So now the Wyatts are beating everyone else. So now Street Profits, DIY, all of these tag teams are getting beat dominantly. They're beating all of you by a team that lost to Karrion Kross's faction. Lost to one team. Now that same team is beating up the entire division. It doesn't make sense. What does that say for the whole tag team division? You've just got beat up. All of you have just got destroyed by a team that lost to Kross's faction. We can make the Wyatts look dominant. I agree, that's what you should be doing. Make them look dominant. But not at the cost of the entire division. Anyway, moving on. There was other stuff that happened, but it's all irrelevant. The main event. So we were promised a Cody Rhodes, John Cena face-off. We got it kind of. But it wasn't long before Logan and Jay came out. It was weird. You just had John Cena trying to boost the ego of Logan Paul. Logan Paul's the best and he's this and he's that. What? It's so bad. It is so bad. This John Cena heel run, all of us would have booked better than this. If you was to say, right, John Cena's last year. Are we going to turn him heel? Book it. All the fun possibilities, all the big moments and the big matches you could have in his last year, his heel run. None of us would have him doing this. None of us would have put him in a match with R-Truth. None of us would have him in a tag team match with Logan Paul. A whole promo about sucking off Logan Paul in his last year. Is his last year? Why are we wasting it on a tag team match with Logan Paul? Like, so many possibilities and so much fun you could have here. He should have never turned heel if this is the way. It could have been great. It could have been one of the best things we've ever seen, right? One of the best runs we've ever seen. John Cena as a heel. But the way it's been booked, it's one of the worst heel runs we've ever seen. It's been booked horrendously. He's in a tag team match with Logan Paul in his last year. What are we doing? I get people that like this, which I think is very few people, but the people that do like it, I think their whole thing is, it's supposed to be bad. He's a heel. That's his whole thing. He's ruining wrestling. It's supposed to be bad. That's not an excuse for booking like this. If his character is, oh, I'm going to ruin it for the fans and all of that, fine. But he's not supposed to actually ruin it. You can't use that as an excuse. It's a television show. You can't give us boring, bad TV with the excuse of, oh, it's supposed to be boring because that's his character. No, people don't like it. People are going to stop watching. It's John Cena. So people are always going to want to go and see John Cena or watch John Cena segments. But it should be being done a lot better than this. I'm going to do a whole video tomorrow about his heel run. So there's a lot I want to say about it and go in depth on it. So I'm going to save a lot of it for that. But this is bad. We've got the match's main event in Money in the Bank. I don't know what we're doing. Logan Paul, John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, 2025, John Cena's last year, John Cena's heel run. It's gone as bad as it possibly could have gone. This is probably the worst they could have booked it. It's probably about 167 ways you could have booked this better. Everyone listening to this now, everyone in that arena last night, everyone that's a fan of this would have booked this entire run 1,000 times better. You're probably going to see Travis Scott at Money in the Bank. So it's going to be made even worse. He should have never turned heel if this is how it was going to be done. It is bad. Anyway. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. And I don't know what the show was.